back in December, we restructured our product portfolio into 5 main solutions, Adobe Social and Adobe Analytics being 2 of those 5. The other one being Experience Manager, Media Optimizer, and Adobe Target. And all of these solutions form the Marketing Cloud. What we announced at our Summit event in March is a new user interface that we were building that brings all of those solutions together in a common unified flow with features like collaboration and sharing. And we call that the Marketing Cloud interface, and that's the thing that we're announcing availability for, along with the Adobe Social 3.0 launch, which we're putting in market as well. The Adobe Social specifically, in terms of that solution, that is comprised of, Adobe had a solution in market that was called Social Analytics. We acquired Efficient Frontier last year, and that came with a company called Context Optional that did publishing on social networks. We put those 2 assets together in September of last year, and we called the solution Adobe Social. So we've been in market now for 3 quarters, and we're already aggressively investing in the new version of our product, which is coming out in the next couple of weeks. That's version 3.0, and that product includes new capabilities for listening on new networks, publishing on LinkedIn, and then that common kind of user interface, which is targeted primarily to a social marketer, but also targeted to mobility as well. So it's a mobile-first type of user experience, and tied directly into the Marketing Cloud interface that we announced at our Summit event in Utah. Adobe's investment in social is maybe not totally obvious to people. So our goal is to, our stated tagline is to change the world through digital experiences. And we hope to do that every interaction that a customer has with a brand. That's an opportunity for a brand to engage directly with that customer and deliver a very personalized experience through marketing messages. That is the story that we use across the entire Marketing Cloud, and that's the value of the solutions that we offer. Adobe Social provides us the capability to do that on social networks. So to take really great, engaging campaign content and deploy that on a social network. It also allows us to take all the tools that we have, like analytics, and effectively manage the spend or the ROI of that investment to a particular conversion event. So if I'm a retailer, my goal is to sell product. So I put campaigns out in paid advertising, paid search, and on social networks that are intended to drive traffic to a campaign site, to drive conversion events. If I'm a media or publisher, I'm trying to gather users and eyeballs to my content so that I can monetize that through ads as well. So Adobe Social plays a very critical role in getting campaigns published on social networks, but it also plays a very critical role in helping marketers understand the effectiveness of that effort. And what we're finding is the value of taking social advertising and social publishing and looking at it in context with the rest of the advertising that a brand does, the paid search investments that they have, the content marketing investments that they have, and looking at it in terms of judging its effectiveness right along the lines of some of those other channels. We're seeing social start to establish itself as a real kind of player in the media mix at the CMO level. How much money are we going to dedicate to this channel? What return can we expect out of the channel? And so Adobe's looking at it as a very critical opportunity for brands to communicate with customers in unique ways. Social networks represent a unique opportunity for advertisers to engage with customers. It's a two-way conversation. It's enabled inherently in the platforms themselves. And it also provides an interesting way for brands to talk to audiences that are very unique. So some of these networks that are establishing themselves, which are becoming very prolific, which is also a solution that Adobe Social provides, represent a good opportunity for brands to engage with audiences on specific topics. The other aspect to Adobe Social that's interesting to the Marketing Cloud, or interesting to Adobe in general, is the information that can come from social networks in terms of understanding that audience a little bit better. So our brands leverage our analytics data to understand what customers are doing on their site. We now can understand what customers like, who their friends are. So it helps inform our profiling service so that we can do, so that our customers can do much more granular targeting, much more advanced marketing that's more specific and targeted to intent. Another interest that we have at Adobe is to not just change the world through digital experiences, but also connect the execution of assets and marketing campaigns to the process in which those assets are created. And the tie-in to Adobe's heritage in terms of the Creative Suite and Photoshop and the heritage of leveraging those assets in marketing campaigns is very strong for us as well. So we're trying to actually tie organizational silos that don't typically work with each other on a daily basis, or maybe don't work with each other as effectively as we would like them to in big brands. So we're trying to leverage technology to make those processes more efficient. So the process of creating campaign content, either through our creative agency in-house or through an external agency, getting those campaign assets deployed in marketing campaigns that aren't specific to a silo. We feel like our differentiation is really about leveraging campaigns and campaign assets across a variety of different channels. So our cross-channel approach is something that we find to be very unique. So tying assets, the process of building really great and engaging content, and then deploying that content in campaigns is also something that we're focused on pretty aggressively. We want to make sure that marketing, particularly digital marketing, is smarter and more efficient.